Needs more insulin. Hey Harmony, I know that scientists have said that coffee prevents vascular disease, but I kind of think I'm getting a numerous amount of other ills from drinking coffee because of how bad it tastes. I miss the old days, Harmy. The days where wearing oddly specific clothing such as, let's say, swimming trunks atop of overly long pants and wool socks with sandals didn't put you on the mental illness watch list. Oh, this ankle monitor itches at my skin. Heck do you mean I wasn't born then? I wasn't born then. What? You're saying I should check up on some media that reflects upon what the everyday Gen Yer would have to face growing up in a completely different era, learning how to cope with different kinds of technology. Wait a minute. Video games were around in Atari, C64, Sega, NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. I'll take a look at the worst of the worst NES games. So this video won't feature titles like the infamous Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde game, because the public knows that it's bad. We instead are going to focus on other malicious titles.
Let's go! Quick warning, it's gonna be a heck of a ride, so pull up a chair, grab some popcorn, open a can of soda. It's gonna get a little sad in here, so get some tissues and go to town.
Let's begin! First up, we've got Super Pitfall, a sequel to Pitfall 2 Lost Caverns, which was a sequel to Pitfall for the Atari 2600. Psst! I've done worse Atari 2600 games. For the sake of shameless plugs, the link is in the description for this video. Alright, here we go. Okay, where's the... Oh, here it is. We start off in this ancient ruins place of some sort, but it's unlike any other archaeological expedition because instead of a rare 3 Pyramid of Giza find, there's one around every corner like a construction worker's ass their boss. Where do you want these? And he says, I just put them here. The main goal I think is to get these gold pieces, or a ton of them, but I can't seem to lick it. Every time you turn the corner there's an enemy that's too difficult to get rid of. When you go up or down a ladder, it's a pitfall. Ah, what is that? Here's an index of the enemies I've encountered. We've got scary spiders, giant frogs, bats, piranhas, scorpions, underwater snakes, ladders, glitchy waterfalls, a falling ceiling, my self-worth for allowing me to play this game. Oh look! It's like he's trying to get out of the game. I don't blame him one bit. This is hard. Not at all like a fun, challenging way the awesome Mega Man, Mario Lost Levels, and Battletoads game titles display. The jumps are too slow. It basically feels like you're trying to control a disoriented Mario, and it's just not worth it, folks. Next game! The Lion King. Now, this one is bizarre. It's an official game released by Disney based off the movie, so let's see what it has to offer. The Pride Lands. Yeah, well, I'm sure the creators of this game are anything but proud. Playing a game that was so compressed down from the Sega Genesis version that the graphics fit an Atari game. What are you doing? As you can see, it's a game. But it's crap! It's definitely not ahead of its time in any shape or form. The sprites are utter trash, and all I see are blobs of what could be anything. Why is this almost impossible to play? I can't get up the cliff because it can't grasp the controls. Who would make this? Who would make this and say, it's a complete game, no problems, it's all good, not rushed at all? Oh man, this is bad. Anyways, I get up to the first boss after 1,553 tries, and it's one of the hyenas.
Ah, you little...
Who needs sleep anyway?
Me. This boss is able to defeat easily though. You get to the next level, and most of the levels are the musical numbers in the film, so in this case it's Just Can't Wait to Be King, titled The Main Event. So where exactly is that? The capital? Largest city? Maine's a pretty long way from Africa. I don't know if you should have it there. This one's not as bad as the first one, or as difficult, but it's just as bad a render as the first level.
Oh, you... Giraffes pushing me off their heads, you sick beast!
I've reached the end of the level. What's this? Pumbaa and Timon. Bug Patrol. He's pale gray in this game. Not beige color. Gray. And everything he touches turns gray as well, like this bug he's holding. Ooh, a mini game. So cute. A pig catching bugs for points. Aww. Well, let's continue to the Elephant Graveyard Catacombs with strategic pathways made out of all the bones. I've said this before, and that should really be enough, but this game is so compressed that the vultures don't even look like vultures. The release date for this game was May 25th, 1995. Dragon Quest was released in 1986, and it's still better quality than this. Third level. Done. There's no Scar cutscene because someone working on this thought cutscene meant to actually cut the scene. The Stampede. The music is cheerful. What? You don't remember that being in the original Super Nintendo version? Oh no, this is a more faithful video game adaptation because there was cheerful music during the Stampede scene in the movie too. Simba in fact had a big old smile on his face when he was running away from the wildebeest because it was just so much fun. Exile. Incredibly easy since you're getting the hang of it. In fact, this one just mashes up the enemies you've seen before into one level that brings nothing new and can easily be removed from the game entirely. The music for it is headache-inducing as well, but better than most of the soundtrack. Hakuna Matata. This one put me in a state of anxiety. Why is everything so green?
I think I'm gonna be sick. Oh my god. Where's the Benadryl? Oh no, I can't! My stomach! The heck is happening? Ah!
The sound? In the chorus of the SNES version, there's a piece. Listen to it. It's nice, right? Incredibly cheerful and nostalgia-inducing like you'd expect. Now listen to the NES version. You see what I mean? It sounds awful. There was a hook that sounds really good in the original, but this one just sounds obnoxiously bad for a video game licensed by Disney. Okay, I'm slowly getting to the end of the level, climbing up the grass platforms that are inhabited by frogs. Oh, remember that one scene in The Lion King where Cub Simba battles an albino primate? That was the best part of the movie! Terrible. The game was compressed so badly that they didn't bother to check the color hues of the middle boss. Anyways, let's go to the next. That's the end of the game. No Scar confrontation, nothing. Just a battle with Snowflake, Gorilla, and boom, everything's my Kingdom. No, I do not feel the love tonight. I feel hated. Very, very hated. I feel like the baby was thrown out with the bathwater and I just so happen to be that baby. This is ridiculous. They didn't even finish it and was sold in Europe as a complete game and licensed. Man. Let's go on to the next one. Urban Champion. Okay, an arcade game for a change. Let's go. This one. It has an E rating. E. For everyone. Whoa, boom! A little intimidation and then kablam! For this game, the main objective is to beat the other guy by throwing blows to the face and stomach until they fall into a manhole. It's basically a street fight simulator that constantly loops with the next levels. The punching is really stupid. When you or the other guy gets hit, they roll back like they're about to jump forward, but then they back out. Literally. At the last moment. When you want to change punches, you have to hold up or down and then start punching. So the bad controls really do show. Oof! Stop that! I'm trying to fight with my doppelganger down here! Oh, did that really just happen? That's unbelievable and disappointing. Well, I don't know about you people, but when something like this happens, I like to just steer clear. Oh, is that why you choose to upload your movie reviews to Vimeo instead of on YouTube? Now you listen to me, Correction Jay. Yes, but it's not because I want to avoid it just like I'm avoiding this game. It's because I really have no other choice. If I upload it to YouTube, it'll get taken down, and it'd be pointless to do anything but put it on another website that doesn't take down your movie reviews that are under fair use law. I stand corrected. Next! Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island! Someone out there thought this was a good idea. Well, spoiler alert, it's not, man. It's not. The game was based off of the 60s TV series, but released 30 years later in 1990. We've all seen it. Its cartoonish episodes that it pumped out about headhunters, coconut head smashes, and that one episode about Gilligan becoming one of his true kin.
This is my home away from home. From now on, I'm a lone wolf.
It was overall a really funny show that had its moments. But enough about that. Let's take a look at the game. Wait, where's Ginger? Did she pass from the game like when they did Rescue from Gilligan's Isle? Look at the copyright here. 1964 Glada's Yava TV. Oh, did Gilligan's Island predict baby metal? How are they so much better than us? Okay, so we go through episodes as levels. Wait, why does every bad game adaptation have sprites that are completely different? Like, this one is different from the show. Gilligan has a striped short-sleeved shirt instead of the red long-sleeved polo shirt. Mr. Howell's wearing the most casual clothes you'll ever see him in, and the professor has a yellow shirt instead of the signature white one that indicates he's a science guy. Have they never seen what a scientist is supposed to look like? It could program as a child in an oversized lab coat from Walgreens, and I'd still say that was more faithful than this. Now hear this. There's a storm coming tonight. We're gonna have to build a large umbrella.
Shut up, Gilligan.
So the castaways need supplies for a hut. Therefore, we have to get stuff from the others and then cut down a tree or something. The music isn't half bad. It's pretty good, actually. And the controls aren't that hard, which is a plus. But the obstacles hinder the gameplay. Especially when you have Gilligan, the dawdling CPU, with you wherever you go. Whoop! He fell in a hole. Now I have to go in after him. Where am I? Gilligan! So Mr. Howell loses his wedding ring. Turns out a bird took it to its nest. Don't know what a bird needs with a ring, it doesn't even have fingers. So we go to the tree, get it, give it to Mr. Howell, and Lovey says there's some disturbance over where the professor is. So we go to the professor, who says a monkey took the transmitter and gives you a club to go beat the heck out of a gorilla like I did in The Lion King. This is a recurring theme in this deep sea dive, isn't it? Abuse. The first boss isn't a boss. I feel sad doing this because I feel like I'm actually pummeling his head in. Come on, man, I'm vegan! I don't have time for this! Anyway, he runs to the exit and leaves a blue chest behind. Oh, it's the transmitter. My bad. No, wait, it's the color hues that are bad, and also the fact there's a lock on it! The skipper and Gilligan rejoice as they collect the transmitter.
Oh, I stepped on it!
I went through a wild goose, gorilla chase that is bad on its own, let alone just destroying it anyway. Let's go back to the professor. He says we have to cut down some trees, so let's go do that. I got a really bad feeling, Skipper.
Me too, but I always feel this way when I'm with you.
Jeez, Skipper has those smart right-away quips. So we get the wood by climbing the tree, however that works, and then go back to the area where I started to build the hut, I guess. There's a cutscene that shows they built it in an area where a piece of the island breaks off and they're stranded in the lagoon. Climate change is serious, people! Well, at least we're off the island. Episode 2. Marianne was kidnapped by headhunters. I can't say headhunters. Well, everyone's going to have to help free Marianne. AKA just Gilligan and Skipper. The first thing you'll notice is that this music, unlike the first level, has changed to a theme that doesn't sound like it's from the TV show, and it also sounds mysterious, eerie sort of. Something that would be playing during the night instead of right now. Anyways, let's go and talk to Mr. Howell again. He says there's a stone tablet down a hole, so we go and grab a chest with a lock on it. Stone is supposed to be gray, not blue. We take the stone back to the professor, who can't understand it without his language textbook. Understandable. So we go back all the way to Mr. Howell, and I just realized that this is the main playthrough. It's side missions, the game, and I can't put you all through this. You're all innocent. You don't deserve this. Anyway, we get to the second boss. Oh no, Gilligan, you can just stand there and not help me at all. Don't get ahead of yourself. Got the key and we let Marianne out. End of episode 2. It seems a native has seen how brave you were and has fallen in love with you. Now this actually happened in season 2, episode 1. Have you figured out the meaning of the stone tablet yet? What happened to the story you were starting on? When you make a game, stay to your plot, don't drift off like the hut in episode 1, you... She's just a CPU. What is that? Okay, according to Wikipedia, it's a bear, but it looks so bad. If you're gonna make a video game, at least get someone who's going to make it look like a large bear, because that's just very scary. What? Come on, it's comedy. At least try to bear it, people. When you beat the bear, the text just shows the same dialogue between Skipper and Gilligan. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give them a pass on that one. The bear wore me out, and I understand technical limitations were a thing back in the 90s. 4th episode! So the professor says the native chief told him there's a stone idol that will give one wish to whoever finds it. But in the show, he's actually is against what he calls superstitious tales, like in the Kona episode. Why is he Wait, did they mess up who was speaking? Was it the skip? This got by. Of all the people working on this, not one person point out that this isn't the character. It's this one. What? before the final boss, there's a boss we've beaten before that we have to beat again to get a key. And then it's the final one. It's a skeleton. 6.8 foot tall skeleton. No, you! You beat him and then get the stone statue. The professor says the magic chant just before Gilligan accidentally wishes for a mountain of ice cream. Gilligan's Island, everyone. A giant ice cream cone. Okay, you'd think that after that horrible ending we'd be done, but we still have one more game. Ready? Here we go! A week of Garfield! This is the pinnacle of awful in the Nest library. And after I play this, I'm gonna have to play a good game. Garfield Caught in the Act. To remind myself that Garfield didn't do nothing. He's a good boy. Slap him with some Lasaga. A Week of Garfield, 1989, was released only in Japan because of problems with the North American European license. The one we have is a rough English version, so that's not really a flaw. Discard that. Let's see how bad it is then. I don't remember Odie being a chihuahua. Why is he so small? So similar to Gilligan's Island in the sense of levels, Gilligan's Island had episodes. The levels in A Week of Garfield have the days of the week. So we start at Monday and end at Sunday, but Saturday and Sunday have 2 levels each, making it 9 altogether. But this begs the question, why isn't Monday the last level? His jump. You can't control his jump. And he goes way too high. He even hits the ceiling. Wow. Why are there frogs and spiders in the Arbuckle household? Did John leave the door open again? John, you've got some splaining to do. The controls are basic, but the enemies are difficult to shoot pellets at? Not too bad. We all like a little challenge. But when the programmers program them all over the place, I think that's when it gets a little bit out of hand. It's like he has limps in both of his legs. What kind of walking animation is that? You collect hidden items, which are more than Super Pitfall had, and they're also placed in better spots. The key, which is mostly 99.9% at the exit, is also easy to find. That ends the positive things I'll say about this game. Wonder why I need a key to get out of this house when every other form of wildlife has gotten in without one. See this brain? And see this window? Brain out the window. First level done. John is waiting for Garfield after each one to exchange words before you push on. Did you find Odie? Bro, how's about you go find your own dog instead of letting your overexerted cat go and look for him because you were too lazy to, you nit! Also, your cat reaches just above your waist, so you're either the world's shortest midget or really famous if you call Guinness World Records to claim the title for the tallest house cat. These birds are the worst enemy you could ever have. They just swoop in like a wrecking ball. I might as well be one because I'm getting demolished over here. Finish Tuesday. Continuing on. What? I just lost all my power. It isn't even fair. It doesn't even fair. Hold on, everyone. Garfield just got out of the Sunday service. Okay, so there's a lasagna item that gives you invincibility, but when you get it, the music starts playing similar to Super Mario Bros. When you get the star. What turns me off is there's a single hook, and then it's a high note, then one low. Just listen to it. See? It's like it was cut off instead of the final piece being all there. Why am I mentioning it? It's because I could think I'm invincible until it ends, just as I hit an enemy! Wait, what's this? Come on! Move! Gah! When he gets hit, Garfield goes into this shock like he's just seen what no cat has seen before or something. Maybe he's finally realized that he's been alive for well over the lifespan of a normal cat and he's begging for release. Or maybe eating all that lasagna and other artery clogging stuff for 39 years has begun to take a toll on his aorta. Wednesday is over. Hunt for Odie at downtown. Okay, let's begin a hunt on your sanity as well. See where that is, because it must be missing for you to send your cat looking for your dog instead of putting up a missing poster like a normal person. The first boss on Thursday is a knife-throwing cat. I'm at loss for words, really. He's actually at the front cover for the game. He doesn't even have a nose! Programmers! So I think he dies in 17 hits with the bone pellets? I don't know. The main thing is I beat him. What can I do for you? Find your own dog! Saturday Part 1 has the same sprite but different color boss. May I help you? Yes, you may help me by getting your own. As I beat the Part 1 boss, this weird static noise just came out of the blue. I think it glitched. Saturday, Part 2. Do you think we should tell the person that we barged into his house that there are rampant mice, frogs, and birds in his humble abode? Nah. First Sunday, done, and it was super easy because there was no boss. So I finally reached the warehouse. Odie! They shrunk you! The final boss is this wonky, weird Furby that jumps over you and was a lot easier than I expected.
That requires an explanation of how badly you messed up.
Well, we walk through the door and John bids us congratulations. It was easy. Liar! The worst video game ending commences as Garfield and Odie play while John says aloud the credits. Game design and program, Mars Corp. Well, that makes sense because I knew this game was from another planet.
Really? Hours wasted? There's no going back? Well, Harmony, what did we learn here today?